there, guys and girls. Well, here we are. You saw the Cyrax trailer, didn't you? But not on Channel Total MK. Guess what? Warner Brothers, they don't send it to Channel Total MK. Well, not straight away. They wait like 3 days, 4 days, 1 week to send it. And this isn't just a Total MK thing. This is other content creators as well. We do not get sent this trailer. And you might be like, but why? Because Warner Brothers wants to control the narrative of this trailer. They know it's divisive. They know that they've race swapped and gender swapped two of the biggest characters in Mortal Kombat history. And so they only want the people who support NRS and WB and Mortal Kombat with nothing but positivity to get the trailer first. So they'll put videos up saying how great it is. And then YouTube will recommend you more of those videos from all the other shills that say how great it is. And they don't want people like me to get it who are critical, because they only want everyone out there at first, for the first 24 hours at least, saying how great the trailer is. I don't know what you're going to say, but you can just rip it, of course, and upload it. I can. But they're already out of the gate. They've already gotten the video, made their video and uploaded it. And so they're already ahead in millions of views. So my video will be buried under theirs. And they know this, and that's why they do it. They don't send these trailers to any of the content creators unless you are the biggest fucking shill for Warner Brothers and Mortal Kombat. And that's bullshit. You know what I mean? And that's part of what's going on with this trailer. This trailer, this whole Sektor Cyrax thing, it's full of DEI, ESG, bridge bullshit. And for those of you who don't know, there's a great YouTuber who did a video called Upper Echelon. You can go watch his video about DEI. He will explain it to you. And basically DEI, it started as ESG, as a corporate term, then DEI, and now it's called fucking bridge. And this is what they do. They rebrand. They rebrand their diversity terminology because it gets shit on so hard. So people like me calling, everything DEI woke bullshit, woke DEI, woke DEI, DEI. They know they've got to change the name because it's getting shit on and it's costing them money. And they just keep coming. They keep doubling down and coming back. It's not DEI. It's bridge now. Because bridge is a more standardized word. It doesn't have like a... DEI is like DEI, right? ESG is ESG. Right? Bridge just sounds like, fuck a bridge. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what they do. They rebrand constantly because they want to control the narrative. They want to push all this fucking woke nonsense. And, it's easily proven, that they... The best excuse that they have for everything is it's Liu Kang's new timeline. Liu Kang's new timeline. That's their excuse for everything. And the reason they do this, and here's how you trap someone who says this shit, because they say it all the time. Every time I argue with a dickhead on YouTube. But it's Liu Kang's new timeline. Just say this to them. I can't wait for them to make Jax white and female. They won't do it. Because Liu Kang's new timeline only allows white people to be made black, or half black people to be made full black, or males to be turned into females. They'll never turn a female into a male character, or a black character into a white character, because they're against all this shit. And that's DEI. DEI is pushing a certain narrative. It's not a diverse narrative. It's a one-sided narrative. It's not equal. And that's why it's nonsense. And I told you that they would write trash bios for Sektor and Cyrax, right? And guess what? We have the bios. But before I show you the bios, I need to address this. I built this for my videos. I thought it'd be cool to have in the background while I'm talking. It's like cycling some of the Mortal Kombat artwork, some of the characters. It's a 64 by 64 matrix. I got this working a while back. Yesterday, I finally built the power supply for it because it is kind of amp hungry. It needs like 5 amps with all the lights on full. So that's a lot for 5 volts. Your USB port puts out 2.1 or 2.4 amps. Do you know what I mean? And so it was a struggle to run it off USB ports and things. It was always like being weird and the colors were going funny sometimes. So I needed I've had it for a while. I had the Well power supply. It'll supply 5 volts and 14 amps, so it'll run this sign, and even if I make it bigger, it can run it, no problem. But I just wanted to build it into a plastic box and make it all safe. Added a fuse, a rocker switch, and I had to crimp all the wires. And yesterday, I was just, drilling holes, making holes, and filing holes, and mounting switches, and gluing switches, and wiring switches, and soldering, and crimping. And anyway, it's done. This is it. There is an issue. It is fucking bright, and it kills this camera, and it flickers. So I'm hoping I can diffuse it. But I mounted it to a stand. It's kind of dodgy. You can see how shaky it is because this stand wasn't made for this. But I found a way to mount it to something. But I'll show it to you guys because you're curious. You're going to be wondering about it the whole video if I don't show you now. So let's go. There you go. So yeah, it just cycles the Armageddon artwork. It looks great in real life. It looks fantastic when I'm looking at it with the human eye, but there it's like flickering and washed out and weird. But when it's diffused, I'm hoping that will fix it. I'm thinking I might put a piece of fabric over it to diffuse it. Yeah, it looks great. I really like it. This has got what we call a high pitch. So the pitch between each dot is like, I think this is a 4mm, and you can get pitches that are 3mm, 2mm, 1mm, and as the dots get closer together, it looks clearer, it looks better. You get less of that black in the middle. Do you know what I mean? In between each light. Do you know what I mean? This looks great far away. When you're close to it, it looks the worst because of the pitch. But I'm looking at getting a better pitch. I got one a while ago. I got one corner of this size with a better pitch, but it arrived damaged, and I repaired it, and I just haven't hooked it up to try it. I'm just like, fuck. Yeah, it got hit in the mail the corner and knocked all the LEDs off. But anyway, hey look, it's male Cyrax. He's a dude. Male Cyrax. Anyway, that's that. All right, so let's get into the buyers, and I want to thank Interloco for these. Save me capturing them, and yeah, let's talk about them. First, I'm going to read it out. Perfection. Sektor. Master Armorer of the Lin Kuei. Sektor grew up immersed in the Lin Kuei culture. Her mother was a leading warrior. Of course she was. Her father was its master armorer. Sektor marveled at his flawless work. Apprenticing with him, she eventually surpassed her father's skills, of course. When he retired, she took his place, of course. But Sektor also wanted to honor her mother's legacy, of course. Her vast knowledge of weaponry and her formidable martial arts makes Sektor a combatant like no other, of course. Sensing Sektor was a kindred spirit, Sub-Zero shared with her his grand vision for the Lin Kuei's future. She joined his efforts immediately. Now Sub-Zero's most trusted lieutenant, Sektor will force the Lin Kuei to evolve, of course. Those who cannot change will be eliminated, of course. So, for those of you who think, oh, it's stupid, why do you care that the Sektor's a female now? Why do you care? Like, for a start, she doesn't even look like a woman at all. There's like no tits on her. You can't tell. There's barely any hips. It's like, what was the fucking point? If you're going to put a girl in the game, can you make her look like a fucking woman at least? No? Why'd you do it for? Oh, that's right, TR. Of course. Bridge. Sorry, bridge. Bridge is the new term we're using. So let's break this down. Sektor grew up immersed in the Lin Kuei culture. Bullshit! The Lin Kuei is a group of male assassins. I've played all the Mortal Kombats, and I don't remember any female assassins being in Lin Kuei other than Frost, who joined in Mortal Kombat 5. But before that, I don't even remember any mention of any female Lin Kuei assassins. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying maybe it's mentioned in the Conquest mode, but You play the games, and you're only seeing dudes who can shoot ice until Frost came along, and Frost was their big thing. That was before Mortal Kombat even came out. They're like, we're gonna add a female character to the game, a female Scorpion or a female Sub-Zero. That's what they wanted to do. And back then there was no Warwick, there was no DEI. They just wanted to have a cool female version, and that I'm fine with that, because guess what? They wrote that character well, didn't they? Everybody liked Frost. She had ice in her hair. She looked like a woman, big fucking tits, side cleavage, big thighs. And her other costume was even sexier than that. She was like wearing less of the like, I don't know, that body leather sort of suit. She had this like fucking, this cool like thing. I don't know, it was really, you know, big cleavage and fucking showed a lot more legs and stuff. You know what I mean? And she was just awesome. She could shoot ice along the ground, and she had the ice in her hair. And then when they brought her back in MK11, they made her look like fucking someone from Brunswick. And if you don't know Melbourne, Brunswick's where all the wokies are. Melbourne's a very woke town. There's a lot of wokies around, and the wokies from Brunswick all have blue hair. And that's where they all come from. Do you know what I mean? And they're not all like that there, but that's where most of them are. And that's how they ruined Frost. With DEI shit. Because they wanted to put someone in there, look, she's the best. She's the best. Blue hair, she's an activist. How dare you? You know? So, Sektor immersed in Lin Kuei culture. Bullshit. Her mother was a leading... Of course she was! You guys remember Sektor's mother, don't you, in the Lin Kuei? What? You don't? The only person it could be is Frost. Maybe Frost is Sektor's mother. You know what they're going to do? I told you they would write a shit bio. They're going to watch this video and they're going to copy my idea to make me look stupid. That's what they're going to do. They're going to be like, yeah, guess what? Frost is Sektor's mother. We came up with that. We definitely didn't rip that off of fact. We came up with that idea because, you know, there was a female leading warrior in the Lin Kuei and we only had Frost, so it's Frost. Otherwise, who the fuck is it? There's no one else who's a leading warrior. They couldn't just say warrior. They had to say leading warrior. Because the woman is always in charge now in the video games. You know? The men, they're just there for NPCs, background decoration, you know. The mother was the leading warrior. It wasn't Sub-Zero. It wasn't the Grandmasters of the Lin Kuei. Because it says leading warrior. My father was it's master armor. Of course, the man is the servant now who makes the armor for the Lin Kuei. He's not a warrior. So the man is not the warrior. The woman is now. Do you see what's going on? Sektor marveled at his flawless work. Apprenticing with him, she eventually surpassed her father's skill. Of course she did. I thought... She surpassed her father's skills when he retired. She took his place. Of course she did! Because she's a woman! Do you honestly think, right, I'm the master armor at Lin Kuei. Cling, cling. I'm making armor all day long. Cling. I've got my little kid there, my little Sektor kid that's watching. Dad, you're so good at that. Thanks. Cling, cling. You're now in charge. Why you put her in charge, man? That's from Aliens, by the way. You think that this guy that made all the armor for the Lin Kuei did it all by himself, and when he decided to retire, the guy who obviously he worked with, he didn't make them in charge. Instead, he made his daughter, who at first didn't have his skill because she eventually surpassed his skills, was put in charge. and put into his... This whole thing makes no sense. So she's a warrior now, but she's the armorer too? Does she also make the sandwiches for the Lin Kuei? Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad. That's not my fault. She apparently does everything. Does she also service the men at night? This is bullshit. This bio sucks. It's trash. I told you. I fucking told you guys. I told you they would do this shit. I fucking told you. And they're going to say, that's all they can do. That's all they can do online. Because they know it's stupid. It's the ultimate excuse. I could literally put anything here. Sektor started at an early age in the Lin Kuei and grew up to be the most skilled, most talented, most ferocious, unbeatable assassin ever in the Lin Kuei. She learnt her father's armory skills. She learnt how to make armor better than her father. She learned how to fight better than Sub-Zero. She learned... I can write this shit. Anyone can... It's so trash. If you write your characters as super powered, they have no downfall. If you write your characters as all powerful, it's boring. Do you remember who remembers the Resident Evil movies? There was one, I forget which one it is. It's one of the high number ones. It's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or something. I don't know. It was one of the Resident Evils. She becomes super powered, and she's on this roof with these 2 guns. And I think she had a helicopter. She's just shooting these guns, and nothing could kill her. And I was in the cinema like, and she's like, with this real intense look on her face. I'm like, but she can't die. The movie just said she can't die. I'm like, what am I watching? I'm watching someone shoot at a helicopter, and there's no stakes, there's no risk, there's no nothing. She's got God mode on. She can't fucking die. You know what I mean? It was the most boring shit I've seen in those Resident Evil movies. It was fucking terrible because your character has no stakes, no risk. Right? When you do this, it ruins the characters. It's shit writing. Next. But Sektor also wanted to honour her mother's legacy. Of course she did. Women have got to team up. Female power. Got to team up against the men. Now, her vast knowledge of weaponry and her formidable martial arts skills and sandwich making abilities make Sektor a combatant like no other. Of course, she's diverse. She beat her man. She beat her dad, and she's like now the head of the Lin Kuei, and she's like in charge now, and she makes sandwiches, and she's a combatant like no other. Combatant like no other. Stunning and brave. They didn't want to say that, but stunning and brave. Sensing Sektor was a kindred spirit, Sub-Zero shared with her his grand vision for the Link. Of course he did. He was in charge. She joined his efforts immediately. He was in charge of the Lin Kuei. He didn't even want to fully trust Frost. He trusted Frost and she went crazy. And in one, MKX or something, you know, he's like, Frost has a lot to learn or some shit, right? Can't do that anymore. A man can't tell a woman what to do anymore because that's sexist. You know what I mean? The woman has to be in charge and the man has to agree with everything she does. That's what this is saying. Right? And here comes the best part. The last part is the best part. You ready for this shit? Now Sub-Zero's most trusted lieutenant. Of course she is. Sektor will force the Lin Kuei to evolve. Those who cannot change will be eliminated. Now, who do you think they are talking about when they say Sector will force the Lin Kuei to evolve. Those who cannot change will be eliminated. Who do you think they're talking about? I don't know what you... It's just a bio. This is written by the people at NetherRealm. They are so woke. Everything they do is infested with this shit. It's not a bio anymore. It's a message from the team. And they're telling you that if you don't support this shit, if you don't support female sector, if you don't support DEI, ESG bridge, you will be eliminated. Burn me in the comments. I don't care. By the way, just I need to let you guys know. The comments section is manually moderated. Now, I'll let all the comments through unless someone tells me to fucking go kill myself or something, right? I'm not going to let that shit through because you're a disgusting person and you don't deserve to be on YouTube. And your comment will be reported too, right? So, any comment, you want to call me stupid, whatever, I let them through. I don't care. I approve them. But they're all manually approving. That's because someone was attacking the channel with a spam bot and it was spamming all these like emojis and you couldn't set up a filter to block emojis because they're emojis. So, I had all this spam of flowers and fucking bullshit. Some fucking loser with nothing better to do than Counter-Strike because they got banned by me. But I set it up as manual. It's just easier to manage to get rid of it if I do it that way. So your comment, when you press comment, it won't show up straight away because I have to approve it. Okay, I try and do it as quick as I can, especially if the video's new. But yeah, your video goes into a holding state for a bit, okay? Just so you know, okay? I'm sorry about that. But it's the only way I can handle the spam bot until YouTube comes up with something to stop this emoji spam bullshit that's going on. Alright, next bio. I got rid of that one. I'm just going to have to do a bit of setup on this because I trimmed... Whoops, this again. I trimmed the other one. I haven't trimmed this one yet. Layout. Alright, now let's take a look at Cyrax, the other half of the diversity coin. Free will! Really? You got free will. Right. Cyrax. Free thinking, Lin Kuei! So it's not just free will. It's also free thinking. Isn't that what free fucking will is? Just to let you know. Cyrax was born into the Zakai, one of Lin Kuei's many sub-clans. Never even heard of them, but sure. Whatever floats your boat. For generations, it has maintained a quiet presence in Niger's Air Mountains, where it stands ready to defend Earthrealm. Really? A martial arts prodigy. Cyrax was the youngest Zakai to ever become an active Lin Kuei warrior. That success earned her an invitation to serve directly under Sektor. Cyrax seized the opportunity with her trademark vigor. But while her skills have endeared... Sektor, her independent streak has not. Despite Sektor's best efforts to break it, Cyrax's will remains untamed. She will serve the Lin Kuei on her terms or not at all. Of course she will. So the first statement, Cyrax was born into the Zakai, never heard of it. One of Lin Kuei's many subclans, never heard of it. For generations, it has maintained a quiet presence in Niger's Air Mountains. Of course! It's in Africa! Of fucking course! Cyrax was Jamaican!
But his plan goes against Lin Kuei principles.
We are Lin Kuei, Cyrax. We will obey the Grand Master's commands.
It means giving up our free will, our souls. It will turn us into...
Scorpion.
Your inferior clan is dead. Soon you will join them.
An unfortunate end. He once defended Earthrealm from the Netherrealm armies of Shinnok and Quan Chi.
Scorpion will pay for this.
Sub-Zero's fate is his own doing.
His own doing?
The Lin Kuei have a history of making ruinous choices. Such as the Cyber Initiative.
I am among those speaking out against the Grandmaster's plan. Surgically transform the Lin Kuei into glorified robots? It kills our intuition, our instincts.
Did you speak out against the Lin Kuei's participation in this tournament?
We were invited by Shang Tsung.
He pays you to kill Earthrealm warriors. Betraying your own realm? I expect better, even from an assassin.
My loyalty is to the Grandmaster.
Victory for Shang Tsung means the end of Earthrealm. And the Lin Kuei.
In MK9, looked Jamaican, sounded Jamaican, was fucking Jamaican. Of course they race swapped her. Of course. Not just the gender. Why are you doing this shit? We had a Jamaican Mortal Kombat character. No, we don't. That's racist. You cancelled a Jamaican guy. Don't we have enough African American warriors in Mortal Kombat? Darius, Jax. No? A martial arts prodigy. Of course! Another female warrior that is a prodigy. She is the best martial artist ever. Because she's female. And she's Zakai. No stakes again. No stakes. Cyrax was the youngest Zakai to become an active Lin Kuei warrior. She looks stupid, and the mask's always open in the I don't know if you noticed it in the story mode. It's always like, look at my face. Look, I am African American. Just so you know, I am African American. Look at me. Look how African American I am. Can you get more fucking cringy? In the Mortal Kombat games, the old ones, the good ones, we never saw Cyrax without his fucking helmet. We always wondered who the fuck he was underneath. We didn't know. It was like a mystery. It was good. And then in MK Gold, we finally got to see Cyrax without the mask. And we saw that he was, well, hard to nail down the race there. But later he became Jamaican. So it's up for debate. Because MK Gold doesn't solidify it. MK9 does. And that's why after MK9, when you change it back to something else, I get annoyed, right? Because you show it the first time, it's like, I'm not sure what race this person is. I don't care. Then later when you make it, you pick something. But then that's it. You're locked in. That's how I am, right? So they picked Jamaican. He should have stayed Jamaican. I thought that was cool. And they ruined it. Okay? So yeah, but it was a big surprise. The mask comes off. And we see that he's like half robot. He's like sort of like Robocop, half robot, blue eye, you know, and he gets his humanity back. They like, you know, and that was the ending of MK Gold. It was a really good ending, you know.
Sonya, hit the switch on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, power down now.
Powering down.
I am human. I feel life once again, and I remember everything. Thank you so much. I am forever in your debt. I will not return to my Lin Kuei roots as an assassin. I instead choose to fight at your side for Earth.
Well, that's good news.
Let's get you out of these harnesses. You've been trapped long enough.
This is a woman in an Iron Man costume. You know, it's like... that success earned her an invitation to serve directly under Sektor. I guess there's not much I can say about that, really. She's always been a codependent assassin. So Sektor wanted to be in the Lin Kuei. Cyrax was in the Lin Kuei, didn't sort of phase him or her the other way, but is always codependent. Cyrax always does what Sektor says. Codependent warrior. Smoke was forced in the Lin Kuei and doesn't want to be in the Lin Kuei. Right? Cyrax sees the opportunity with a trademark vigor. Of course, she has trademark vigor. But while her skills... what is this word? Endeared her? Endeared her. I think. I don't know. I'm terrible with... Look, I failed English, alright. There you go. I have endeared her, Sektor. There's not much I can say about that. Sure, she got skills. Whatever. Her independent streak has not... See, they had to add independent. They had to. Free will, free thinking, independent. You know what I mean? It's right there. All the DEI is in your face. And you don't even know. They are fucking subliminally putting all of these words and all this nonsense. And the old bios never talked like this. Ever. You know what I mean? They never were like this. You know? And the last section of text is, despite Sektor's best efforts, Cyrax remains untamed. Of course! Again, free will, free thinking, independent, untamed. You know? I'm a woman. You can't tell me what to do. I don't make the sandwiches for the Lin Kuei. I'm a Zakai. She will serve the Lin Kuei on her terms or not at all. No man is going to tell me what to do. No Lin Kuei, no person. You're not going to tell me what to do. Even though she serves under Sektor, you can make the argument that, well, a woman's don't know what to do. But there it is. You know what I mean? And this is all this DI. It's just nonsense. It's just bullshit crap. You know? When they put Frost in, she was hot. Ice in her hair, cleavage, first female, and she had a great story. She wanted to be in charge. She wanted to take over. That was written. She wanted to be in charge. Yes. Sub-Zero was already in charge. It makes sense. She can't just come up and be, I'm a woman, I'm in charge now. She had to earn it. Do you know what I mean? And then Sub-Zero, he's always saying, you know, she's too brash. She wants to be in charge. She's too headstrong. You know, she's not smart or cunning. She's got a lot to learn. She's too young. Do you know what I mean? They won't do that in a game anymore. They're like, nah, man can't tell a woman what to do, you know? But that's how it was in the old games. He was like, you know, he had to knock Frost out in one of the games, in one of the story cutscenes, because she tried to attack someone or something, you know? You know, they don't do this anymore. They're not allowed. Because they don't get their DEI check, or their bridge check, sorry, if they do, you know? And by the way, I've been using terms DEI, ESG, bridge in this video. There's a video by Upper Echelon on YouTube. Watch that. It explains everything about DEI. It explains what they're doing in games. It's not just me crying because I'm old and the games aren't like they used to be. They actively force this politics in the games, and the people who make the games also force this politics into the games, and it modifies the game's story. And then their perfect shielding for that is it's Liu Kang's new timeline. It's not even perfect. It's just bullshit. It's piss poor. That's what I always say. It's a piss poor excuse. I go, if it's so great, then show me white female Jax, because it's Liu Kang's new timeline. They won't do it. Because they only swap men to women, not women to men. They only swap races to African American or Asian. They'll never swap like an African American to a white guy. There's no way. And that's why it's bullshit. It's not Liu Kang's new time. It's just DEI. Because otherwise they do the other thing, right? But they will never do it because they're not allowed to do that. That goes against their DEI, ESG bridge crap. Do you know what I mean? So, what? We got one more. This is the Noob bio. I haven't even read this one, to be honest. Revolt, Noob Saibot, Bihan perfected. As Sub-Zero, Bihan was Lin Kuei's ruthless grandmaster. He dreamed of making his clan a dominant force in Earthrealm, but Bihan and his dreams died at the hands of godly Havoc from another time, of course. This Havoc stole Bihan's soul, using it to recreate the perfect henchman Noob Saibot. Like his creator, Noob Saibot is dedicated to forming anarchy. He will not rest until all forms of authority are eradicated. See, there's some words in there, like, you know, he will not rest until all authority is eradicated, but it doesn't come off as cringy, because you saw that last one, it had free will, fucking independent, like, it had like 4 or 5 mentions that this woman can't be tamed, can't be controlled, she's, you know, no one can tell her what to do, sort of bullshit. Whereas you just read this, it's like he wants to be, you know, he wants to eradicate authority or whatever, right? That's the difference we have. And that's why I fucking told you guys that they would do this. I told you they would write a trash bio. Because they came up with the gender swapping, the race swapping first. More on Cyrax, because Sektor was always Asian and Sektor's still Asian. So Sektor was only gender bent. Cyrax was gender bent and race swapped. We had a Jamaican warrior. Like, what was wrong with the Jamaican guy we had? Nothing. You know? Anyway, that's it. I've said everything I wanted to say about the Cyrax announced trailer. And, you know, I didn't really think much of it, to be honest. The backgrounds look really good. Except the one that had... There was one... You know, a screenshot someone showed somewhere or something. I don't know. It was from the trailer. And they were fighting in one of the Havoc backgrounds, and on the wall in the background it said Havoc, and it had like a picture of his face, like, and it said like Havoc. I'm like, I've never seen that in Mortal Kombat. Someone writes their fucking name. Not even Shah Khan did that. Like Shah Khan's palace. No, how fucking cringy can you get? I'm trying to think if that was ever in Mortal Kombat. I don't think I've ever seen. There's Black Dragon Fight Club. But it wasn't even Kano's Fight Club. It was Black Dragon Fight Club. I don't think I've ever seen... That was cringy as, bro. I'm the cleric of chaos. I need to put my name in the background to show you how chaotic I can be. It's graffiti. Graffiti's bad. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're going for. Anyway, it's just... All this stuff with Sektor and Cyrax has been so disappointing. The Mortal Kombat writing team is just so fucking full of this DEI, ESG bridge nonsense now. It's just getting to a point where everybody's sick of it. It's cringy as fuck. You know, and the only excuse you can say is, it's the King's new timeline. It's the new era. And anyone who doesn't... follow us will be eliminated.